Hi everyone, Sherwood Small Pets here. So I'm here with Ohana, hey baby, my little baby boy. So for those of you that don't know, Ohana was born at my house. His mom, Phoenix, came to us when she retired from breeding, and she was pregnant. We didn't know that. Her breeder didn't know that. It was a weird fluke, very odd situation. But anyway, one day I came home and there were 3 babies in Phoenix's quarantine cage. And I had no room at the inn to keep all 3 babies. All were boys, of course. But I took one look at this turkey, as you can see. One look at this nugget, and I knew he was going to live with me forever. If I could only pick one to keep, which that's all I could keep, was just one. And I knew it had to be him. Anyway, this video comes fairly highly requested. This is the story about Ohana, Jumba, and Gantu. Now, you guys know about the baby diaries. I'll link those videos below because it's some of the cutest footage you'll ever see in your life. It's him and his 2 brothers and Phoenix growing up. I think I have three of them, maybe 2. But these 3 boys were the cutest thing I'd ever experienced. And but I had to find them homes. And the problem is that in the purebred guinea pig community, and even in the pet community, boys aren't really that sought after. Girls are kind of where it's at because people think that boys are really difficult to pair, and girls, it's apparently easier. You can keep them in herds with a lot less work, and so nobody really wanted them. My friend at the time, my friend Helena, she was like, I'll take Gantu. He was the biggest one. He was clearly a good example for a show pig. He was built like a brick. He's a pound heavier than Ohana. He's a big boy, and he had all the right markings. He actually went on to do extremely well showing, but that still left Jumba, which was this little chocolate dude, and with like a divided face mask. And oh, I loved him so much. I wanted to keep him with Ohana so bad. But we had Pleakley already, and I had no idea what to do. And so I said, okay, you know what? The right person will come along. He'll stay with me until he finds a good person. Right, baby? And so this girl messaged me, and she said, we're going to call her, we'll call her Marissa. So Marissa calls me, and she goes, I saw your post on City Pigs. I have been looking for a male Texel. My boy just passed away, and now my boy has no cage mate. I can send you pictures of the cage. I can tell you what I feed them, like basically everything. She had all the right answers. She had a huge CNC cage. She fed Oxbow. She had great hay. She had purchased fleece from Abby before. She'd made orders from one of my best friend's shops, Zoe and Lila's Toy Box. She had all the boxes were ticked, you know? And so I thought, well, I don't know this person personally, but she comes recommended. People in the group know her, you know. She said she had chinchillas from the Canadian Chinchilla Rescue. It's okay, bud. You're okay. Yeah. He's like, Mom, is that you? And so I thought, okay, this sounds like the right match. I'm probably being paranoid. There's something in my gut that was that was nauseous. But I just told myself that, what are you doing? I just told myself that it was nerves about, you got a shaving in your hair. Nerves about letting a pig go. And I was like, I can't keep them. It's not like, you know, I have to do the right thing by Jumba. And so she came to pick him up. She was super friendly. Like, she was so social. She had all, like, literally, like, when I say she had all the right answers, oh girl, she had all the right answers. And so I was like, stamp down whatever you're feeling and just, and let him go, basically. And so I did. I cried for like 2 hours because he went before Gantu. And so I, a couple months go by, and it was August, and she was at a guinea pig show that my friends and I were at on my birthday. And she said she was taking him to the vet to get his hair cut because she couldn't figure out how to cut his hair. And I was like, well, Jesus, his hair's constantly growing. He should have had at least like more than one haircut by now. And Helena and I looked at his coat, and it was just a giant rat's nest. And I'm thinking, wow, something must have gone wrong. But like, with Texel's, hair can go funky fast. So like, I was like, well, this is odd. Like, if she's got more than one curly pig, like, you'd think she'd know how to cut their hair, but like, whatever. So we cut the hair for her. He seemed okay. He was smaller than Ohana, which I thought was odd because Ohana was a pretty small pig. Ohana's the runt of the three of them. He just, well, look at him. But Ohana was bigger than Jumba, and I'm like, that's weird. But like, again, maybe it's puberty or some weird stuff. Who knows? And then months go by. They're over a year old now, and we'd just gotten Remus. And I'm thinking, what? Like, I haven't heard from her in a while. I should maybe message her. And then my friend Helena said, hey, Marissa called me, and a lot of her pigs are really, really sick. And she's going on vacation, so I'm going to watch some for her and look after some. I'm like, what do you mean? If a bunch of her pets are sick, why is she going away? Well, what ended up happening, just to save long story, like the TLDR, a bunch of her pigs were just dying left, right, and center. And she was giving different stories, different information to different people who asked. And she, and there was several that were unaccounted for, and she didn't say anything. And Helena had given her one of her Texels as well. And she said, where's Eli and Jumba? And she's like, oh, they're in my room, they're fine. And Helena was kind of nervous, but she took some of the pigs, and she's like, I have no intention of giving these pigs back. And I'm like, okay, well, we got to she's like, I need to still play nice because I need to be able to get to Eli and Jumba. And I'm like, yeah, no kidding. And so she plays nice. She, constantly she's like, hey, can I come see him? Like, I miss Eli. And she's like, no, I don't want them like exposed to anything that's going on. So there's this stupid back and forth that keeps happening. And then eventually Marissa caves. Anyway, so Helena gets there. There's more pigs dead. And Eli's gone. Eli didn't make it. She lied. And Jumba was basically barely hanging in there. She took him out. She was just like, I'm gonna, take him for a while and see how he does with Gantu. She messaged me and she sent me these pictures. I'll see if I still have them. I don't know if I do. It's a different phone, but I'll check. And they were horrific. He was under a pound at over a year and was covered in lice and mites and had missing teeth. And my friend Helena did a wonderful job getting him back to health. When I saw him the next time, he was like well over 2 pounds. He was very healthy. It was a different pig. But this girl, turns out she was keeping like a crap load of animals in a basement apartment. Bunnies, ferrets, cats. She was keeping them in tiny little piece of crap cages. She was going huge periods of time without feeding anybody. She was just collecting animals. It was another situation where she was literally just collecting animals for the sake of collecting them. And Jumbo was one of them. And she knew what to say to get me to give her my animal. And it was horrifying because I was like, oh my God, this is my fault. You know, like, sure, yeah, I know everybody's capable of lying and whatever, but at the end of the day, he was my pet, my responsibility, my baby, and I let him down, you know? It was terrible. It still makes me sick. Every time I think about it, all I get is just this huge amount of guilt, because I was supposed to keep him safe, and I trusted him to the wrong person, and she completely misled me. She misled a lot of people. Friends of ours, his mom's original owners, gave her pigs that they never saw again. Like I said, my friend Helena lost Eli. I was lucky that I got Jumba out, and at the time I had no space for another boy, and Helena she's like, well, he can live with his brother, and like, I'm more than capable of keeping them together. And I was like, okay. Jumba passed away a year ago. He got almost another year, I think. My timeline could be wrong, but he passed away, so I only got to see him one more time after he got out, but it was horrible. This girl had absolutely no business having pets, and she worked at a vet's office. That was the terrifying thing. And her aunt was a backyard chinchilla breeder, is a chinchilla breeder, whatever. And people were still giving her pets, so I called her out once in public on Facebook because I couldn't stand it. And I got blocked, obviously, and which is whatever. But this is the bad side of animal husbandry. Is there are people that are very good at lying. We've seen it. You guys know with stuff with the old Hello Hammy situation, with other friends of mine that I've or other people that I've known that I've spoken about. People are very good at deceiving you, and unfortunately, animals pay the price far too often. The SPCA had absolutely no interest in getting involved because, again, small pets mean next to nothing to these organizations. Jumba and his cage mate, Eli, and all of those pigs were victims of a person who had no business having animals. And that's part of who Ohana is. You know, it's the shittier side of the breeding community, of the purebred community. And it's crap. It frickin' sucks. I don't want to ramble on about this for too long. I just wanted to share the story because he almost died at the hands of somebody that I trusted him with. You know, it nags at you every day, every single day. Every time I'm in the pig room, I look at Ohana and I think Jumba should be here too. And I wanted to share. It's hard. It's a hard story for me to talk about. It's tough because, and it's not because I feel bad. I don't have a problem admitting that, you know, that I fucked up a little, because I did. People are going to tell me in the comments that, you know, like, you did everything you could, blah, 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 whatever. Sure. But at the end of the day, it was still my responsibility. He was my responsibility. And I let him down. The animal community, this is the darker side of it. You know, not everybody has awesome intentions. Not everybody that talks to you or that has all the right things to say is actually doing the right things. And so when people are skeptical or, oh, he's getting comfy. When people are skeptical or whatever, there's probably a reason. That's the reason why I'm so skeptical of literally everyone. I think it's important that Jumba's story gets out there, that Ohana's, you know, that we talk about Ohana's brother. The abuse that he suffered wasn't fair. I hope this was an okay thing to post. I hope it's not too long. I'll try to edit it to make it, but whatever. Anyway, that's what happened to Ohana's brother, Jumba. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Be good to each other. Bye, everyone.